If you just deploy the pfSense firewall, you're probably not using it the right way. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to unlock the powers of your pfSense firewall by showing you how to prevent from threats like malware, bots, and even how to protect from things that happen at DNS level. But in order to do that, there is something that we have to understand first. When we deploy a pfSense firewall, it cannot be used to filter traffic based on the source or destination IP, whether it's going to be TCP or UDP, and even the port range or the port number. We can't do much like identify whether is it a virus or not. In order to do this type of inspection, we have to add some additional package into pfSense firewall. Now, in order to install additional package, make sure your pfSense firewall is connected to the internet. So in my case, let's go to System and Package Manager, and we go to Available Packages. So we're going to install a package that's name is pfBlocker, and we're going to search for this package. Now, here we're going to find two types of package. Depending on when you're going to watch this video, at the time of this recording, there are two options. Now, we want to select the later one, so the pfBlockerNG-devel, okay? So this is the latest one, and we're going to install this package. Now, we're going to confirm, and it will begin downloading this new package. Okay, and the package was installed successfully, so now we have a new option available on pfSense firewall. So if we go to firewall, we have this new option, pfBlocker. So we're going to click on this one, and we have to set up the first configuration for this feature. So we're going to click on next, and here we're just going to keep things very simple. Now, later on, you can dive deeper and customize this however you like, but I'm just going to keep it real simple. So we're going to click on next, and here, because I only have two interfaces, I'm just going to leave as it is. So click on next. Now here, the DNSBL web server configuration, this is very important. Now this IP 10.10.1, this is going to be the DNS server on our network. See, in order to make the firewall aware of what type of traffic is leaving the LAN, we have to make it the DNS server. So we have to take note of this IP. See, we're going to click on next and finish, and that's it. So we just installed the pfBlocker. Once we finish the installation of pfBlocker, it's going to download some basic information that we can start protecting our network. So we're going to click here on General. Okay, so here we want to make sure that it says that the pfBlockerNG is enabled. Now, let's start taking a look at some of the options we have with this package. Okay, the first one is going to be the IP. Okay, let's imagine that you want to allow or deny traffic based on the geographical location. Say, for instance, you want to allow traffic going to France, but you don't want to allow traffic entering your network coming from Belgium. You can do that easily, but in order to do that, you would have to request a license, and that's going to be the MaxMind GeoIP license, and you can get it for free, by the way, as long as you just register on their page and request a license and then copy that license into pfBlocker. You'll be able to use that feature, say denying traffic to specific continents but allow from other continents. So that's a very cool feature. Now, another feature that we can take a look at is a list of non-malicious IP addresses, and we can take a look at by going to IPv4 pre-collection, and just edit this one. Essentially, these are the list of non-malicious IP addresses from different sources, and we can add or remove these lists as long as we want, but keep in mind that the more lists we add, the more resources they will consume from the pfSense firewall. Now, this list, it is enabled by default, so we don't have to make any changes. Another one that's going to be for IPv6, but it's not enabled by default. So in order to use the GeoIP, we need the MaxMind license, as I explained, before. So let's take a look at another one. That's going to be the DNSBL or DNS blocker. Okay, so the DNSBL is going to allow the firewall to prevent threats during the name to IP resolution. So even before the page starts to load, the firewall will be able to identify and block that threat. Now, in order to do that, we have to make sure that the clients are using pfSense firewall as the DNS server, and we have to block any other DNS traffic to any other destination. This is something that some admins might not take into account, is to only allow traffic to firewall DNS but allow DNS to other destinations. So in order to do that, we have to, so let me go to rules and land. Would have to create a rule that only allows DNS to our firewall. In that case would be the IP 1010.1. So let's go back to pfBlocker and DNSBL, and just let's go to DNSBL groups. So also by default, a couple of groups will be enabled, so we can take a look at. We only have one list, so it means that the firewall is only using this list, but we can also add additional lists. Now I want to keep this very simple, but we also have some categories we can select these lists, but I have tried these. For some reason they don't work. Some of them were deprecated. So another option would be to add additional lists, and to do that we have to go to feeds, and here we'll be able to select all the available feeds and select them to be added to a specific category. So for instance, let's take a look at this list from bbcan, and that's going to be IPv4. So we can select this list. I'm going to click on plus. So we're going to add this one. So we want to enable stay to on, and the action, we just want to deny, let's suppose, outbound traffic, and we want to save this. Now, just because I saved this new list doesn't mean it is applied. So if we take a look here, setting chains are applied via cron or force upload or reload only. So it means just it's going to be applied at a specific time, or we have to manually apply this change. Now let's add another one from bbcan. So we go to feeds, bcan, and there is another one. So that was for IPv4. Now I want to add for DNSBL. So we're going to select this list. We're going to change the state to on and the action to unbound. And this is going to be updated once a day. So this is the list we're going to add, and we're going to save. And same thing, this is going to be applied at the cron time. So if we want to force it to be updated immediately, so we go to update, and we're going to click here on I, so we can see that it's going to be applied in 14 minutes. Now if you want, I want it to be applied now, so I can just run the command update, and it's going to start the update process. Okay, once the process is completed, it means that those changes, they were applied, which means that we're now using the latest list. Now, as you saw, we can add or remove additional lists. Just take into account that these will consume more resources on your pfSense firewall. Now, if you took value from this video, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll see you on the next one.